What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Ethereum Name Service. The ENS domains, bandwagon was jumped on hard in 2021 and 2022. So I actually want to take a look at what the probability is that we're going to see that continue over the course of time. Because I genuinely can see this just continuing. And as a result, I think the long-term prospects for price appreciation for ENS is massive. So we'll talk about that today. Also, there's some interesting news coming out of Japan for FTX users, incredibly. And there's some interesting news coming out of Hong Kong regarding a possible sort of thumbs up from China. It's an interesting one. So we'll cover all of that in this video today. But before I get into it, guys, if you are new to the channel, these are the first 26 coins I spoke about on this channel. They're also the first 26 coins I owned when I made this channel. Had you put in just $100 into each of these coins when I released videos about them, and you were still holding those cryptos, you never sold them, rode them into a recession, rode them into a bear cycle. If you sold them today, you'd be able to still bank around 16 grand. And that's having done everything wrong. But if you sold these coins when the markets were just red hot and rallying like mad in 2021, like I did, just $100 into each of these coins, selling at the right time in 2021 could have netted you a profit of 123 grand. It's a big difference between doing what's right and what's wrong. I always try and put that as a reminder for people because, timing is key. Now, as I said, sold all them off. But if you want to see the coins that I own right now that are in my portfolio, you can do. You just have to go to copymycrypto.com. On that site, I share my portfolio. I give the members real-time updates anytime I buy or sell any coin. We release videos on a daily basis talking about the markets. We have been pinpoint accurate with them for months and months and months now. Our tutorials are there for beginners as well. If you're a crypto beginner and you don't even know how to get started, these are perfect for you. Or even if you're just a bit unsure, these are perfect for you. And guys, we have a history of success on this site and on this channel. We've called big winners on both, but Phantom by far leads the way. In 2020, you will not find a crypto YouTuber out there that's talking about Phantom, let alone for it to have big gains. I created a course called The Best Crypto Investment of 2020, and it was literally all about Phantom. I said it would 100x or more. It did 677 times. So if you put in 2 grand, you could have netted 1.3 million. Now, I'll find another Phantom, and when I do, I'm not going to create a course like last time. I'm simply going to go onto my site and tell the members about the coin, the gains I think it can have, and the money that I'm putting into it. And if they want a copy, they can. If it interests you to take the sort of 10,000 hours worth of research out of your crypto investing, go read the site now and remember that everything you read, you can verify yourself on this channel's history. So, Ethereum Name Service, currently priced at $16.72. Market cap's 338 mil. This is a legitimately strong idea. So, if you're unfamiliar, Ethereum Name Service is basically your own opportunity to get either an Ethereum address or a domain. It's a beautiful sort of system. So, it's a distributed, open, and extensible naming system based on Ethereum's blockchain. ENS converts human-readable ETH addresses, like john.eth, into the machine's readable alphanumeric codes that you need for, like, MetaMask. And the reverse conversion is also possible. So what this actually does, fundamentally, is simplify a hell of a sort of hurdle for a lot of people within crypto. Is like, how the hell am I meant to send money? All these, or how the hell am I meant to move things? These machine-readable addresses these normal Ethereum addresses are ridiculous. But creating these sort of human-readable ones like john.eth or tony.eth or, is a really clever idea. And the goal of the Ethereum Name Service is to make the Ethereum-based web easier to access and comprehend. And that does actually resolve a huge sort of barrier for a lot of people. So like DNS, ENS also uses a system of dot-separated hierarchical names called domains. So it's still the same principle as effectively running a domain. They launched with a massively successful airdrop for users who had registered addresses before the token launched. It faced criticism over some homophobic tweets that the director of operations put out previously. Again, I'm not going to even get into that. I just don't think it's relevant to the project at all. So ENS was initially a part of the Ethereum Foundation, but spun off as a separate organization in 2018. Its lead developer is Nick Johnson, who's a software engineer that previously worked at Google and the ETH Foundation. ENS team was a 9-person strong team, and its treasury is governed by 4 to 7 multi-sig roots. Now, obviously, the team has grown since. And while ENS has no investors, it's supported by the Ethereum Foundation, Binance X, Chainlink, Ethereum Classic Labs, and Protocol Labs. Now, what I like about Ethereum Name Service fundamentally is completely different from anything out there. It's the first of its kind. And it's, ENS is not a company, but it's an open source project. But ENS doesn't have a single point of failure thanks to blockchain tech, and is by design censorship resistant. Now, again, a big plus. And one thing that's fundamentally going to benefit ENS is the sort of clamoring that we saw over the course of 2021, 2022. We saw Paris Hilton get an ENS domain, we saw Jimmy Fallon, we saw Anthony Hopkins, Shaquille O'Neal, tons of them. And, in the same way that we saw this sort of huge boom of celebs that started buying up, Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs, and we saw this begin. And obviously, it's to a degree it ground to a halt in the sense that we saw, we ended up seeing, a bear cycle and everything else that came with it. But we did see that clamoring of celebs. We did see them really sort of pushing that narrative. And whilst that slowed down, my expectation is that, again, when we see this huge boom in the next bull cycle, which should come pretty much next year, right? ENS will again have that sort of celeb endorsements, left, right, and centre. They'll have that, I'm sure Jimmy Fallon with his fake ass laugh will probably go, I was first, da 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 da, on his show, and brag about it. And I think we'll see a lot of celebs that sort of missed the boat a couple of years ago start jumping into the ENS, and and we'll see Leonardo DiCaprio.eth or something. We'll start seeing other celebs start really coming out with their own domains to really sort of try and get, whether it's relevant or whether it's probably relevant, really. That's what we're looking at. So maybe Will Smith will be the first one because, he needs to get back in the media for something, doesn't he? Other than slapping people in the face. Yeah. ENS for me, look, I really like this as a concept. You've got 2.8 million names that are already using it. You've got over 500 integrations utilizing ENS. You've got nearly 700,000 owners of ENS domains. This is just clever. It removes a massive barrier to entry. It allows people to start building alternative websites, start really transitioning to that Web3 that's coming. And it was so heavily backed for, a short window of time. In 2021 and 2022, we saw every celeb under the sun jumping on the bandwagon. And really, when you look at ENS, it launched at effectively the most inopportune time. It launched at the peak of the 2021 cycle before a significant decline. And when you actually look at it, it's still only a fifth of its high. I think this can run up to $100 relatively easily. Even at $100 with the current circulating supply, you're literally only looking at $2 billion, which I know I say only $2 billion, but if you're talking about the thing that is going to end up being the new standard for Web3, which is basically what ENS is going to be. Google.eth, all of that, right? If they become the standard bearer for Web3, then $2 billion as a market cap is sod all. And I might be massively undervaluing it, really. But one thing that's going to have to happen for ENS to smash up is start presenting their growth. And it's not just from a address perspective or a site perspective or a domain perspective. It's also going to be from a celeb perspective. There's going to be certain elements of the more endorsements that ENS gets, and it will get them, the greater it will grow. And I think it will just end up being very much a snowball effect. But if it breaks above 80, which is basically its previous high, it will be in price discovery mode. Then realistically, it could be a couple $100, it could be fewer, it could be several $100. Once you're in price discovery mode, you genuinely cannot predict how high it's going to go. And as an altcoin, it's going to go higher. It's going to have significant gains. I'd be looking at $100 as the target point here, because I just think that's literally only a 6x from where it is now, and it seems very, very achievable. But what do you guys think? Do you think they're going to need the celebrity endorsements, or do you think that's just going to be the thing that kicks it into gear? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're a returning viewer, hit the subscribe button. These videos will make you money and they'll save you money. You do not want to miss them. Plus, guys, karma is a thing. If you do something nice, your karma points go up. So, click the subscribe button. And, guys, before we get into the weird news coming out of Japan and some of the interesting news coming out of Hong Kong, if you want to see the coins I own, go to copymycrypto.com. On the site, I share my portfolio. I let the members know in real time anytime I make any changes to my portfolio. We release videos every day talking about the markets. The pinpoint accuracy we've had on them has been staggering. We've predicted the exact move of Bitcoin multiple times over the last few months, and within 0.1% most days. We've got tutorials as well for beginners. If you're a crypto beginner, you don't even know where to get started, they'll help guide you on this and help you get started. Same ones that I send friends and family. And I can say it again, guys, in 2020, there is not a crypto YouTuber out there that was talking about Phantom to be one of the biggest gainers of the space, let alone 100x. Like I said, I will find another Phantom, but I won't do a course like last time. I will simply use my site to make my members aware of the coin, the gains it can have, and the percentage of my money I'm putting in. And if any of them want to copy along, they can do. If that interests you, if you're looking to take your 10,000 hours of research time out of your investing, go read the site now. And remember that everything you read, you can verify on the channel's history. Right, FTX. So FTX is back in Japan, and users can withdraw fiat and crypto. System back online with money still there, thanks to Japanese regulations. So FTX's Japan outpost announced on Monday it would once again allow withdrawals of both fiat and crypto beginning at noon local time today. Customers must have or open a Liquid Japan account to transfer assets. Liquid Japan is a crypto trading platform acquired by FTX. The announcement makes good on a January promise to allow the withdrawal of assets this month. Japanese customers have failed crypto exchange FTX, so the first to have the chance to access their assets following, obviously, the company's enormous crash. That's actually a really positive note for all those users in Japan. We'll see if it's going to change and if the customers in America and elsewhere globally are going to be able to get hold of their previous crypto. Got to say, I think it's unlikely. Fundamentally, Sam Bankman-Fried currently is being charged with, wire fraud, money laundering, violating campaign finance laws, fraud. He could feasibly be looking at about 100 years in prison. So I don't think he'll do it. By the way, money talk. He's too rich. Money talks. But it's a positive sign. It's a positive sign. Maybe those FTX users around the world are going to being able to get hold of their funds. Interesting to see that that's the case. I'll be curious to see what FTX does in trading today. And the other bigger thing, guys, Hong Kong appear to be getting a soft backing from Beijing to allow crypto trading. Now, obviously in China, crypto's banned. We've done so many videos on this. Hell, this has been like the China crypto ban. We experienced it in 2017, we experienced it in 2018, 2019. Basically every year this was a conversation. And then they did officially ban it in 2021, caused the first sort of wave of market crash before the recovery. So the fact that they may be giving a soft thumbs up to Hong Kong to legalize a form of crypto trading bodes really, really well. Does it mean that China are going to all of a sudden open up the country to crypto trading? No, probably not. But they're going to be less concerned about Hong Kong being damaged than China. They've always quoted crypto as being having the ability to threaten the financial stability of their country. Hong Kong is not part of their country in the same way. So maybe this is going to be the first step in, China slowly but surely opening up. I doubt it. But if that were to happen, you've got 1 billion people that all of a sudden can start investing in crypto. That's a lot of money that can come into the markets. So it could be a positive thing. Very, 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 very early days. So a long, long way to go before before it even gets to that sort of conversational point. But again, sort of a small positive step. We're starting to see some positive steps in at least some of the news stories around crypto. It's nice because we've been in a very negative news cycle market for the last year and a bit now. So let's see how it all goes. But how do you guys feel about that? Do you think China are going to open up crypto trading again? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon. Take it easy.